Before starting the video, let me ask you a question. How do you define a director? Define in sense I'm not asking what's his designation, but what makes a director director. Think of it. This is our first video, so we'd like to dedicate it to all the directors out there. So many of us wants to know properly about a director. If you ask anyone from filmmaking background, they'll just say he is the captain of the ship. He is the one who takes the decisions and the team executes it. We may feel that taking decisions is easy. Yeah, it's only for few. That's why there are only few successful directors out there. One wrong decision and we just don't remember them. So taking decisions is not easy. Getting the best out of each and every craft is not an easy job. From my experience, I have heard many say if you don't know anything, just go to the cinema industry. You will find some work there. Many even said that becoming a director is easy, but in my view, director is the toughest job out there. So today I'm here to say why direction is one of the toughest jobs out there. Please note that this is just my opinion. As said earlier, director is defined by his choice, his presence of mind in sets. Everyone has a basic knowledge of director's designation. He should direct a film by getting the best out of each craft present there. Cinematographer knows how to put a shot, but the director's job is to get the best output from him. So what is the output here? Nowadays, most of the stories are written by the director itself, but both are two different jobs. A director's job is to imagine the story in his mind and then convert it into big screen. So where do most of the directors fail? I would say most of them fail in converting the image in their mind to the screen. If you ask any director, the answer will be the same. You cannot convert 100% of what's in your mind. But even a director like S.S. Rajamouli openly admitted that he would make his films better if he had more time. So there are many reasons to why they are not able to get the output they want. Involvement of producer or main leads. In such cases, there is a chance for the script to get diluted and the film might lose its essence. Lack of resources. We have seen many films recently that have a really great story but were weak in the technical departments. And problems on the sets. The people on sets have a huge impact on how successful a film is. The set should run on the director's word, so it's their job to see if everyone are doing the correct work or not. There may be directors with huge talent and brilliant scripts, but if they don't successfully manage a film set, all the efforts go in waste, resulting in a huge failure. Since film contains a huge cast, so there might be chances of ego clashes between them. He should explain scenes to them, check the continuity of the scene, lights, sets, props, he should check everything. Even if there are other people on set for this job, in the end, every small bit of criticism goes directly to the director. Just because people say he is the director of the film. We think that a director is not well educated or a person becomes a director if he is bad at his academics. But a director should know everything. For example, in case of a periodic film, he should know how people used to behave and dress back then. He should know A to Z about the era. And it requires too much homework to get the entire idea. We can call a director as an intellectual person, like a scientist maybe. For example, take Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan is the director who needs no introduction. His intellectuality and perfection in filmmaking knows no bounds. The reason for this is his perfect balance of craft in filmmaking. He believes in the quote, "If it can be written, it can be picturized." Nolan never lets the director in him take over while he is writing a story. He does not allow his imagination limit the story. We can simply say that if Nolan has two personalities, one is writer and another director, he forgets his direction side while writing. And this is what I meant by the perfect balance of crafts. And when he completes his writing, he then allows his direction side come and actually starts thinking as a director. He converts his imagination onto the screen. He becomes a scientist to do that and discovers things only for cinema. The rotating hall in Inception and the Batman bike in Dark Knight. He puts everything into the cinema, and that is how he became a world famous director. Frankly speaking, we have very less directors than actors in our industry. For a director to be recognizable, he should at least work with a star hero or he should deliver a hit film. And it's a shame that we only remember a director if he delivers a hit. Everyone writes stories, or at least we imagine one. But how many people outside are ready to leave their education, their jobs, their families for the passion towards the magical world called cinema? And directors mostly don't even have a background and can only grow because of their talent. They don't even get success overnight. Just by narrating a script, the director should be able to convince the producer to invest crores, and more importantly, make him believe in him. And that's his biggest task. For us, even getting the appointment of a producer alone is a huge task, but our directors struggle for many years to get that opportunity itself. Most directors are from humble backgrounds with little financial backup. Directors shared many incidents where they slept hungry without any food, thinking that one day I'll get a chance. Puri Jagannath stated in an interview that many of us have interest in cinema or any other thing. They really want to follow their dreams, but due to some problems and pressures, they can't. But Puri believes that we can only board a train if it is on the platform. But even if the train doesn't come, we should stay on the platform, which means that we should be working on what we love even though the opportunity doesn't come. They succeeded just because they had this attitude. We can say that the struggling phase of Puri Jagannath was for 10 years. Puri was fascinated with cinema since childhood and came to the film industry. His mother always supported him, but getting a chance to direct a film was not very easy. Fun fact, the scene in the film Broche Var Evarura, starring Satyadev as a struggling director who burns his certificates, was taken as an inspiration from the real life incident of Puri. The director Vivek Atreya has taken his incident for the scene. Puri has written many articles and also did ghost direction for many films before he got his first film Badri. He understood that people were using him because he was talented. Then he met Krishnavamsi and also joined as an assistant for SSR Shiva. And that is when his talent got a proper molding. When he got to know that Pawan Kalyan was encouraging newcomers, he went to him and narrated the story of Amma Nanna O Tamilammai. Pawan Kalyan rejected the story, and that is when Puri wrote a new story for Pawan, Badri. And it has got so much recognition and appreciation for him. It took him 1 decade for this opportunity. S.S. Rajamouli's struggle is also inspiring. The person who not only lifted the pride and prominence of Telugu cinema, but has let the whole world experience an utterly phenomenal Bahubali series. We know him as an incredible star director, but do we know how he became that? He used to work as an editor and assistant director in his initial days. We may think that since his father is a writer, things would be easy for him. Having a cinema background may have helped him somewhere, but his struggling period surely was no easy. Back then, the film Ardhangi, which was produced and directed by SSR's father, was a disastrous flop. This was the stage where he faced a lot of financial problems. He then joined as an assistant director under editor Kotagiri Venkateswar Rao. He learned a lot of work from him. He then joined as an assistant under K. Raghavendra Rao for a serial. This was the time when K. Raghavendra Rao got impressed with S.S. Rajamouli's working skills and gave him a chance to direct Student Number 1. Even though his father was a writer, S.S. Rajamouli still stood up on his feet and raised on his own. Started with a serial and now is the torchbearer of Telugu film industry and the pride of Indian cinema. A director struggles to get a chance after a flop film, but in the case of an actor irrespective of the result, we watch his next films. But can we go and watch the same film with the same confidence if it's directed by a director in flop? You may think that they get paid high, right? But one wrong step, that's the end of his career. Even the producer and actors are in risk, but directors have more risk because in the end, everyone blames the director. If the movie is good, we praise everyone involved with the film. But if it's bad, we question that, does this guy know how to direct a film? These days, directing and releasing a film itself is considered a huge task, and let alone it becoming a hit. Because in our industry, the success rate is only 3%, which means only 3 in 100 films are on the winning side, and only few directors shine. And the rest 97 don't even get chances, except for the star directors. There are many pressures and tensions on set, but if you ask any director what is their favorite part of filmmaking, everyone will say that it is the shooting part. The magic in the air on sets is something different and gives them pride and a feeling that they are kings. So this video is dedicated to all the directors out there who risked their lives for years just to entertain us for 3 hours. A dialogue from Neninte sums up the life of a director. హిట్ వచ్చిన సినిమా తీయడం మానేస్తారా, ఫ్లాప్ వస్తే మానేస్తారా? ఏం వచ్చినా ఒక డైరెక్టర్కి తెలిసింది సినిమా మాత్రమే. So that's the video guys. Please give your valuable feedback. Also note that these are just our views. You can post your views in comment section. A better perspective will always be appreciated. Signing off, Infinifeed.